Squad, welcome to another episode of Elisa's Eats, and today we are going to be making Jake Peralta's blue cake. In the episode where he went to his parents' house and there was issues with his parents, but you know what? Blue cake. So the reason we're making this cake is not because it's Jake's birthday or Andy Samberg, but because season 6 is coming out on the 10th of January and I'm so excited, and we were like, why not make a gummy bear blue cake for Jake and then actually eat it ourselves and be like, we're a part of the squad.
Okay, I got your favorite cake, blue.
So with his blue cake, we never really got to see the inside of it, but there was an episode where Jake had like a breakfast burrito where he wrapped gummy bears around a roll-up, totally healthy. So we got some gummy bears to put as a filling. I've never done this in a cake before, but you know what? For Jake, 9 ingredients. For the cake, we are going to need 1 3/4 cup of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3/4 cup of milk. You can use whole milk, skim milk, almond milk, any milk, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of caster sugar or very fine sugar, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or canola oil, any flavorless oil, 1 egg at room temperature, 112.5 grams of soft room temperature butter or half a cup. Then for our frosting, we are going to need another 112.5 grams or half a cup of butter, 3 cups of icing sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3 tablespoons of milk. Blue food coloring, now this is going to be for the inside and outside of the cake. And then we're going to use the black for the writing on top, which I assume says happy birthday Jake. I'm not too sure, but that's what I'm doing. Some candles. And gummy bears for the filling. Of course you don't have to put this, but you know what? Go hard or go home. All right, let's get started and make Jake proud. Which is funny because my brother's also called Jake Peralta, but also Jake. All Jakes. So what we're going to do first is take our half cup of butter, and in a standing mixer with a paddle attachment, we're going to cream it until it's nice and light and fluffy. Then we're going to add our sugar and beat it for another 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and fluffy. No, Flavia. Hitchcock. Hitchcock. After about 5 minutes of beating your sugar and butter, we're going to add our egg and vanilla extract and then beat for another 5 to 10 minutes until it's all silky smooth. Just rub some between your fingers, and if it's smooth, then you're all good. Once you've creamed together your sugar, butter, eggs and vanilla, we're going to add our baking powder and salt to our flour. Whisk it together. Alternatively, you can sift this all together, but this is easier and time-saving and less messy, and Elise likes that. And I'm sure Jake does too, or at least Amy does. Now we're going to add our flour and milk in alternating batches. We're going to put about 1/3 of each mixture at a time. Now, we don't want to put them all in at once because this will make it lumpy. Now, as we've seen when Captain, Holt and Jake had mumps, we do not like lumps. Specifically not on our necks, but you know what? We don't want them in our cake either. So make sure you scrape down that bowl. Otherwise you might get Baltazar. Then we're going to add our Charles oil. Get it? Because it's like boil. I'm hilarious. And our food coloring. I don't want the inside of the cake to be too dark, but I do want it to be nice and blue. Now, once you've added the color, this is a really important stage to scrape down the sides, because as you can see when I scrape, like there's still a bit of white as you can see along the edge, and this can lead to streaks in the cake, which would be cool if we're making like a zebra cake, but no, we're making a blue cake. We don't have time for stripes in our cake. So we're going to be lining two 23 centimeter circular cake tins. What I'm going to do is take a square of baking paper, fold it in half again. We're going to squish this into a triangle. We're going to fold this into another triangle. Look at that. Then we're going to take the base of our pan, and yes, I know mine are old and rusty, but you know what? They do the job. And we're going to put our point right in the center of our cake pan, and we're going to cut right on the edge there because we wanted to line the base of here. Turn around. Look at all those beautiful marks. Shows that it's a pan that's well loved. And it lines the bottom. Yay! Now what you can also do, which I will do in a bit, is just put some butter or non-stick spray on the bottom of this so that the paper sticks down and doesn't form little lumps and bumps. Now, divide the mixture between the two cake pans. You can just eyeball this or you can exactly measure it. Just grab like half a cup measurement and divide equally between the two. So we're going to put these in an oven preheated at 180 degrees Celsius or about 355 degrees Fahrenheit until they're cooked, which should be about 15 to 18 minutes. You want to take them out and just test them with a skewer or a toothpick to make sure that they're not wet on the inside and that if you push them down they have a bit of a spring back. Hi. Hi. Okay, so what we're going to do now that our cakes are nice and cool, we are going to make our buttercream icing, frosting icing stuff to decorate the cake. And we're going to take our room temperature butter into our mixer. I've just washed this out while it's been cooking. And we're going to cream that until it's all nice and soft again. Then we're going to add our icing sugar and milk in alternating batches until it's all put together. Then we're going to add our vanilla and then blue. Because Flavia and I are amazing detectives slash geniuses, we have got the same color as Jake's cake, which makes me happy, at least the outer bit. What we're going to do first is going to take a base of our cake, put it on a cake board or a plate, put a thin layer of buttercream, put our gummy bears, and then put our other layer on top of that. Then we're going to cover it in buttercream. Then with whatever's left, we're going to make a slightly darker shade of blue to do the piping around the top and bottom like his mum did. And then I'm not sure exactly how they wrote on top of it, but I'm just going to make kind of a black icing, a very small amount, and then write on top, because that's how I see it in my head and in my tummy. Feel free to put some frosting on the base of your cake so that it sticks to your cake board or plate. Mine sticks to the board pretty well, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now, we tried to find blue gummy bears, but in Australia they're very much about all natural colours and flavourings, which, you know what, I'm okay with. So it would have been cool if we could have found like blue gummy bears as well, but you know what? I'm sure Jake will love it regardless. Now, I always find the bottom of the cake easier to decorate, as you can probably tell, because I've got the extra stability of the cake board or plate under it so it doesn't wiggle as much. That's why my top isn't as beautiful, but you know what? I'm sure Jake would appreciate it anyway. And then with the leftover icing, we're going to color it black or brown, however you like, or just very dark blue. You can also use melted chocolate, but I just want to use up all my icing because it's delicious. Okay guys, that's how you make my blue cake for Jake for his birthday. I'm really excited because I've never made a cake that has gummy bears in it. I don't even really know how that's gonna turn out. I kinda wanna try it though. But I also don't wanna cut it, but I do. Let's eat, squad. So we've just cut our cake, as you've seen by this beautiful little thing that Flavia is showing you now. And a little trick that you can do as well if you're presenting each piece is put fresh gummy bears along the line of where you put the frosting, just because they're covered in frosting so you don't really see the vibrant colours of the gummy bear. It's a little hint for food photography as well. But I think that just looks a bit more inviting with the colours popping out of the cake. So have a few extra gummy bears on hand. And yeah, let's eat. Are you ready, my darling?
I am so ready.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Okay, it is very blue.
It is very blue.
You know what? We stuck to his favourite blue.
All natural. Let's go.
Ready? So you have to get some of the cake.
Getting cake.
And a gummy bear.
And a gummy bear.
I got the gummy bear.
Oh.
Got the cake.
There we go.
Ready?
Cheers.
I kind of like it.
It's not a bad combination, actually.
It's funny. I've got the gummy bear in this side of my mouth and the cake in this side. So this one's chewing and this one's just melting because it's pure delicious. I probably would never put gummy bears in a cake again. But this was an experience. Like,
it was.
You know, I would happily make this again for any Brooklyn Nine-Nine party, but you could even top it off with a rose. Nice big rose. Rosa Diaz, everyone.
Rosa.
Rosa, Rosa, Rosa. Anyway, well done, Jake. I hope you like this, and
I'm so excited for Brooklyn Nine-Nine to come back.
This cake is just confusing me, but I love it. Yum.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more.
And leave a comment in the section below so that we can make something you've always wanted to eat, because I love it.
Bye.
Preferably anime or something TV related or something like that, or something awesome game related.